Okay, so good morning, everyone. It's 11 o'clock, so let's get ready to begin. We'll still do our warm-up first, okay, so we'll just be marching on the spot for a couple of minutes, maybe. I'll just move your body any way you like, as long as you can get your body temperature a little bit higher, get your heart rate a little bit faster. And we'll still be moving our joints as we usually do, kind of starting from the neck. So let's look up and down. Get gentle there first. Okay, if there's no pain, then feel free to increase the range of motion. Okay, and remember, if anything hurts or if you don't feel comfortable doing anything, don't feel pressure to, don't feel like you have to do it. Okay, so after up and down, let's go side to side. Okay, and after that, let's go back to up and down, but moving our spine a little bit more. Okay, so let's breathe in, bring our sternum or bring our chest bone up to the ceiling. Okay, as you breathe out, just maybe slightly slouch a little bit. Okay, repeat a couple more times. So don't just pull your shoulders back, also try to push your chest up to the ceiling. Okay, let's go somewhere in the middle. Let's turn side to side, keep rotating our spine, relaxing the shoulders. See if you can move your arms a little bit more. Try to touch the opposite hip. Okay, moving the shoulders a little bit more. Open and closing the arms, the shoulders. Okay, see if you can also pull your fingers back, straighten out the elbows. You may feel a little bit of stretch in the front of your wrist and the upper arm. Okay, let's go forward and back. So just kind of bend, extend. See if you can slowly reach a little bit further back. Okay, we touch behind the neck or the shoulders a little bit more. Okay, go into a circle. Let's draw a circle of our elbows. Okay, so a small circle, maybe just to shoulder height. Okay, afterwards, see if you can open the hand. You come back. Half circle again, or quarter circle. And you can just kind of repeat. Okay, you can also do the other way. See if you can put something behind your neck. Bring the elbows closer together. Straighten out the elbows. Okay, and just repeat. Okay, shoulders gonna be a little tight, so let's shake it a little bit. A few shoulder circles. Okay, let's tilt the head sideways a little bit. Use a chair if you feel dizzy, or just stop. Even stop moving if you feel more comfortable that way. Okay, but we're holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, come back. When you feel ready, same thing on the other side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back. Let's shake it off a little bit. Okay, side bend it a little bit more. Okay, we're going to reach up. Okay, kind of try to reach the armpits up rather. Okay, and other side. Okay, if your shoulders feel okay, see if you can reach, extend the arm a little bit more. Okay, and breathing in as you kind of reach up and across the midline. See if you can open up the palm as well. Okay, and a couple of times with both arms together, so reaching up. Even maybe arch it back a little bit, so try to bring your heart up to the ceiling. Maybe 3 to 5 times. So breathing in once again. Just at your own pace. Check it out again. Okay, keeping the shoulders relaxed. We're just going to bend and extend the elbow with a little bit of rotation to the arm. So elbow stays in place. Your arms gets pushed out. Okay, and then back in. Okay, opposite direction. Okay, elbows a little high up. Reach into the armpits a little bit more. The whole arm rotates a little bit more. Maintain a tall posture as you do this. Okay, and see if you can do the almost the opposite direction. Okay, and then just the wrist. Okay, both directions. Okay, opening, closing hand. Okay, opening, closing the fingertips. Okay, fingers side to side. Okay, and then we wiggle all the fingers. Okay, relaxing the body. Okay, go into a hip circle. You try to draw a bigger circle with your hips. Go as slowly as you want to. Okay, try to relax upper body a little bit more. But slowly see if you can expand the circle. Okay, and feel free to change direction at any time. Okay, exaggerating backwards movements a little bit. Okay, when you go into the hip hinge movement. Okay, so back nice and long. Okay, driving hips back. Okay, slight bend in the knees. Okay, like you're picking up something maybe around knee height. Okay, might feel a little bit of stretch behind the thighs, behind the knees. If you need a chair, you can hold on to something in front. Okay, about 3 to 5 times. Okay, so I usually like to breathe in as I reach down. Okay, breathing out as I stand back up. Just helps to stabilize my spine that way. Okay, going a little bit opposite direction, the front. Okay, so one leg front and back. Use a chair if you need to, or use a wall if you need to for balance. Okay, but you're just going to drive your hips forward. Okay, if you feel comfortable, you can see if you can reach one or both arms kind of up as you drive the hips forward. Okay, 3 to 5 times each leg. Shake it out in between, take as long as you need. And when you're ready, just the same thing with the other leg forward. Okay, same idea, drive the hips forward. Okay, and just reach up as far as you feel comfortable. Keep breathing in as you reach up. Okay, focus more on the hips. Okay, you might feel a little bit of stretch in the back of the ankles as well. Okay, now we're going to go into the squatting movement. Okay, so legs roughly maybe armpit width apart, toes pointing out slightly. Okay, still driving the hips back, spine still nice and long. Okay, but this time just bending the knees a little bit more, sitting on a tall bar stool. Okay, and wash your knees so that they are tracking or covering over your feet. Arms can be in front, can be on your thighs, whatever is more comfortable for you. Okay, but we're still kind of breathing in as we sit kind of back, breathing out as we stand back up. Also about just 3 to 5 times, okay, only to a height that you feel comfortable with. So it could be just a little bit, okay, could be a lot more. Okay, so let's rotate the hips a little. So that's kind of just kind of like putting in out imaginary cigarette. Okay, it's kind of rotating the motion, the entire leg, so you feel a little bit in your hip joint. Okay, so a couple of times each leg. Okay, by feeling the motion mostly from your hip joint. Okay, let's kind of bend and extend both knees a little more. Okay, so slowly see if you can pull your heel high up towards the butt. Once again, use something for support as you need to. See if you can pause a little bit on one leg just to check our balance for today. Okay, if you're not as steady, remember to just use more support. Okay, and let's really check the support. See if you can stand on one foot. Okay, once again, use something for balance. Okay, and same thing on the other ankle. Okay, let's go front and back. Okay, so feet flat on the ground first. Just see if you can feel your weight shifting towards your toes and then shifting towards your heels. Okay, a couple of times. Okay, when you feel ready, see if you can really shift your weight over your toes by going up on your toes. Okay, and also really going up on your heels. Okay, once again, maybe smaller motion first. When you feel ready, see if you can exaggerate a little bit more. Okay, and when you go side to side a little bit, so we're just tilting your ankles, lifting one side up a little bit, and then going the other way. Okay, just a slight tilt of the ankles. Okay, and lastly, we just wiggle your toes a little bit more. Lift your toes up a little bit, so you can spread your toes out. Okay, and try to see if you can move your foot a little bit. So try to almost grab the floor with your foot. Okay, not so much your toes, but the middle of the foot. Kind of feel the middle of the foot be arching up a little bit. And just try to a few times, maybe hard to control. Okay, but mostly just see if you can engage your foot, so that's not just kind of relaxed, but also actively trying to stabilize ourselves. Okay, shaking it out. Okay, so let's grab our bands. Okay, and we go into our kind of 4 exercises for today. So for the first one, we're going to do it without a band first, just to learn it. Okay, but we'll be using the muscles kind of behind the shoulder, between the shoulder blades rather. Okay, so what you can do, there's 2 versions. The easy version is you're just squeezing your shoulder blades back. Okay, but remember that you're not just trying to drive your elbows back. Okay, you're trying to squeeze the shoulders, entire shoulder backwards. Okay, so maybe try a few times, see if you can squeeze. Imagine trying to squeeze something in between your shoulder blades. Okay, so that's the first version. Second version, see if you can widen your hands a little bit more. Okay, see if you can still almost the same thing. Okay, this one you should really feel you're trying to squeeze your entire shoulder blade together. Okay, so we're going to add a band, a little bit of resistance to it. Okay, so and that's so how we're going to do it is that we're going to also be hinging forward at the same time. Okay, so just like we did in the warm up, you'll be pushing your butt back, knees maybe only slightly bent. Okay, spine nice and long. Okay, so this will be too short, lengthen your spine. Okay, so with the band, you're going to step in the middle. Okay. So the starting position is that you're hinging forward, okay, spine nice and long. And what you're going to do for the easier version is just to squeeze your shoulder, squeeze your elbows back, squeeze your shoulders back. Okay, so this is a slightly easier version. The harder version, try to widen your hands a little bit as well. Okay, but you're still trying to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Okay, so we're still going to do the 4 counts. Okay, so it'll be 2 seconds up, pause for a little bit at the top, and then 2 seconds back down. Okay, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's say we're aiming for about 10 times. So you can do a little bit less, a little bit more. Okay, but by about 10, you should be a little bit tired. Okay, and at most, when you start, you should feel like you can only do about 2 to 3 more. Okay, so you're probably going to feel almost more tired in your back. For most people, maybe feel a little bit in between the shoulder blades. If you're doing the wider hand arm version, you're going to feel it in just the back of the shoulders as well. Okay, so, but primarily, we're still trying to focus on squeezing the shoulder blades back. Okay, and we're also training our back, what we call back extensors, or muscles that extend or lengthen the body. We're trying to kind of work on the endurance, or because when you're kind of going this way, the band is holding your body down, and these muscles have to work to fight the band to keep your spine in a longer shape. Okay, so we're working the back muscles and also the muscles in between the shoulder blades at the same time. Okay, so we're strengthening the back, mostly the back for that one. The other one, we're going to do just the muscles on the opposite side. So we're working on muscles in the front of the chest. Okay, so for this one, we do need a chair with a back rest as well. And what you're going to do is you're going to hook the band just at the closer to the top. Okay, so don't have it too low, but just a little bit high up. It'll be easier on the top of your shoulders. Okay, and then go sideways. Just to make it easy to see. Okay, so actually let's learn the movement first again. So maybe we've got a band. So what you're going to do is going to sit a little more forward. Okay, arms on its front. Okay, the more straighter your elbow is, the harder it becomes. Okay, so you're going to be leaning forward slightly. Okay, and then putting both arms together. Okay, when your hands touch, see if you can squeeze them together just a little bit. Okay, so imagine you have something in between your hands and you try to crush it. Okay, and then back up. Okay, so when you do the 4 counts again, it'll be 1, 2, crush something for half a second. Okay, and then 3, 4, coming back out. Okay, so you're going to do that. Okay, you should primarily feel, especially if you're crushing something in between, just feel it in the front here. Okay, so let's give it a try. Okay, have the band slightly high up. Okay, sit a little bit more forward, so there's a little bit of tension in the band from the start. Okay, widen your hands a little bit. Okay, breathing in, breathing out. 1, 2, cross something in between, and then 3, 4. Okay, 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay, see if you can reach, almost draw a bigger circle around. 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4. So once again, we're aiming for about 10 times. If it's by 10 times, it still feels very easy. You might need to tighten the band up. Okay, and by the time you stop, you feel like I can do maybe 2 to 3 more at most. Okay, and then I definitely have to stop. Okay, so definitely should be a little bit more of a challenge. Okay, so that's the kind of the front of the chest. So it's almost the exact same thing, just in the opposite direction. So before we're trying to squeeze the shoulder blades back, in the front, you're trying to almost squeeze the shoulder blades forward. Okay, so just front and back, almost the exact same movement. If you don't feel comfortable doing this version where you have to lean forward, what you can do, you have a railing of some kind, you can also hook it, let's say hook the band onto something. So I'm just going to turn the camera slightly. So if you don't feel comfortable kind of leaning forward, you can do almost the exact same movement, but just standing straight up. Okay, if you have something that you can really hook onto. It could be a door frame, a doorknob. Okay, but it's not a bad idea to learn to do it kind of leaning forward as well. Just because that's how sometimes we have to lean forward to grab something, and it's also a little bit harder for your back. So it's a little bit more training for that. Okay, so we're going to repeat these 2 movements again. So let's get ready. Just let me reset my clock. Okay, so still standing in the middle. Your feet can be wider, more narrow, up to you, as long as you feel safe. Okay, once again, you're hinging forward from the hips. Okay, which just means your back is still long, okay, while your hips are bent. Okay, so once again, the easier version is just to have your elbows bent and just squeeze the shoulder blades back. Okay, a little bit harder version is to widen your hands, your arms a little bit. Okay, so the opposite of what we just did when we were sitting there. Okay, so also a 4 count. Okay, so let's say this is the third one. So 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4, 11, 2, 3, 4, 12, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and remember, it's not always a specific number. We're just trying to work till until we have a little bit of challenge in the back muscles. This could be let's say up to even 15. Okay, but by 15 you should feel like you want to stop. Okay, and once again, stretch your brain out. Okay, so this is also teaching us that even when we're moving our limbs, our body has to be stable. Okay, so in this movement, we are stabilizing ourselves from the foot up all the way almost to the shoulders. Okay, so our arms are moving. Okay, but the rest of our body is not. Okay, so that's how we use our body in everyday life. Even so, when we're pushing the door, we are anchoring ourselves down and then pushing. Okay, so You don't want to be pushed back, so everything is stable. Same if we're pulling, let's say, a heavy door, we anchor ourselves there, and then we apply a force through our arms, okay? But the rest of our body has to be stable as well. Okay, so it's kind of like a crane. The crane moves, okay, but the actual frame of the crane has to be stable. Okay, and let's go back to the front of the body. Okay, same movements, just going forward. Just try to add try to really reach forward a little bit more, and also try to add a little bit of a squeeze as you have your hands together. And the reason why we don't want it to be the band to be too low is that if we, let's say it's way down here, we're almost pulling upwards, so that's a little more tiring. For the top of the shoulders, we want to be pulling almost horizontal. Okay, so if you can get a little bit higher, that will be better for this specific exercise. Okay, once again, regardless of what exercise we're doing, we still have a taller posture. Okay, so let's sit a little bit more forward. So there's a little bit of tension. Okay, widen your hands a little bit more. Okay, so take a breath in. 1, 2, squeeze. 3, 4. Okay, 2, 2, squeeze. 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so ask yourself how it is feeling about now. Okay, feel free to stop anytime. Okay, but you should feel like you have only 2 to 3 more left in the tank. Okay, when you give it a stop. Okay, so we don't have to push ourselves until we can't even do a single one anymore, but we want to at least feel a little bit tired by the time we stop. Okay, and let's take a 1 or 2 breath in. Okay, so while we're here, we're going to just add just a little bit of ab exercise today. It's not going to be a very difficult one, but let's give it a try. Okay, but we're going to be in the same position. Okay, so our ab muscles, it does bend our kind of spine forward. So that's why people may do, let's say crunches when they try and train the ab muscles. But another function, or actually the primary function of the trunk muscles is also to stabilize the body. Okay, so even when we're leaning forward, these muscles, if you have fear on someone else, you're going to feel like when you lean forward, when you're pressing forward, these do tighten up a little bit, okay? Because it's trying to stabilize the body from being bent backwards, okay? So we're going to do something similar by going backwards. Okay, so still sitting kind of close to the edge or close to the edge. Okay, we are just going to lengthen our trunk first, okay, and then we're going to put our arms maybe just in front of our chest. Okay, so your goal is to keep the middle of the X going upwards. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to lean backwards a little bit, okay, while keeping the X up. So by the time when you lean back, you're going to want to feel like doing this. Okay, that's dropping the X. See if you can keep your X up. Okay, and you can even feel your ab muscles now. It should feel like it's tightening up a little bit. Make sure you're still breathing. Let's try to hold it for about 10 seconds. Okay, if you feel like you're falling backwards, have your feet a little more forward. Okay, be able to breathe in and out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Keep coming back. Okay, make sure you can breathe. Okay, it's not going to be very difficult. Shouldn't be too challenging. Okay, but you should feel that you are engaging ab muscles here. Some people feel it a little bit more in the neck even. because we are so used to overusing the muscles in the back. The front and the neck is usually a little bit weaker as well. Okay, so let's do about 3 times total. Okay, so relax in between. Okay, when you're ready, sitting taller once again. Okay, cross the arms, drive the middle of the X, middle of the arms upwards. Okay, maybe feet a little more forward. Okay, leaning back. Okay, make sure you can still breathe. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Coming back. Okay, relax in between. Okay, feel it around your back a little bit in the middle. We'll just do this one more time. If you want to make it maybe even more challenging, you can maybe give this a try. Okay, so we're just using the band. Okay, you might have to sit back a little bit more first. Okay, and just kind of do the exact same thing like you're doing across the arms. Okay, maybe you probably cannot sit as far back this time, or sit as far as this time. Okay, so still chest up. Okay, and still leaning back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, and okay, so it's not going to be very challenging exercise. It's more to control. Okay, but this is one way you can do the band without having to, let's say, lie down and do a crunch. Okay, so let's get back up. Let's give ourselves a pause. Make sure we're okay first. And we're just going to do also the front and back of the hips. That's a little bit today. Okay, so let's grab the band. Okay, you're going to just put the band, one end of the band on the floor. Okay, and you're going to step on it with both feet. Okay, you're going to wrap the band around on top of one foot, and then you can. I usually like to just anchor it on the chair, and you can either hold it like this, or you can hold it on one arm. Okay, the foot of the band wrapped around and turn it out slightly. Okay, and you go try to kick it back and kind of slightly diagonal. Okay, so we're going to do the 4 counts again. So it'll be 1, 2, pause a little bit at the top, and then 3, 4, back, coming back down. Okay, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. If you can rest in between. You can also just kind of hold it, stand on one foot in between as well. So up to you which one you feel more comfortable. 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4. Putting foot down makes it easier on the other leg. 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4, 11, 2, 3, 4, 12, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and once again, adjust the repetition, adjust the tension of the band for yourself. We're still aiming for about 10 repetitions, where the 10 repetitions is enough to get yourself a little bit tired. Okay, and when you're ready, we can repeat the same thing on the other foot. Okay, same setup. Both feet on the band. Wrap it over the one foot. Turn the foot toes out slightly. Okay, and you're still pushing it back diagonally. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. 5, 2, 3, 4. 6, 2, 3, 4. 7, 2, 3, 4. 8, 2, 3, 4. 9, 2, 3, 4. 10, 2, 3, 4. 11, 2, 3, 4. 12, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and once again, relaxing in between. Okay, so the next one, we're going to actually work the front of the hips. This one, you might feel more comfortable if you have more chairs. All right, because we'll be partially kind of tying ourselves up. So almost the exact same setup. Okay, so you're still going to be standing on the band with both feet. Okay, but this time instead of holding the band with our hand, you're going to drop the other one down as well. Okay, and then step on once again, both tails with the other foot. Okay, so one foot is completely wrapped up, the other one is on top of the band. Okay, so we are just going to be lifting our knees up. Okay, the important thing to just keep in mind is to see if we can keep everything. Once again, we're trying to keep our frame stable, and we're trying to just move just the leg we're trying to move. Okay, so standing tall. Okay, and we're just going to be lifting up. Okay, you can even try to pull your toes up as well. Okay, and then back down. Okay, let's also try the 4 counts. So be 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. So the tendency is what you would want to try to lead almost around your back forward, so you can keep yourself tall. 3, 2, 3, 4. Rest in between. 4, 2, 3, 4, and toes up as well. 5, 2, 3, 4. 6, 2, 3, 4. 7, 2, 3, 4. 8, 2, 3, 4. So the front of your hips will be a little tight. Your back should be maybe a little tight as well. 9, 2, 3, 4. 10, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and you don't always have to do the same numbers. So for this one, not something we might be used to doing. So I'm going to stop at 10 myself because I feel like I can at most do 2 to 3 good repetitions. Okay, shake it out in between. So sometimes it could be useful for, let's say, being able to lift your foot over something. Strength is also speed as well. So your muscles have to be strong for yourself to move fast. Okay, so sometimes when you trip on something and you need to quickly clear over something, you do need to be able to stabilize the rest of your body and engage the hip flexors in the front of the body. Okay, so not a bad idea to sometimes train the front. Okay, something a little bit different than what we usually do. Okay, and when we're ready, let's do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so exact same setup, stepping over, stepping on the band with both feet, dropping the band down. Okay, so one leg is completely wrapped up, the other one is stepping on both ends of the band. Okay, check your posture once again. See if you can maintain a tall posture, lifting up on a four count. So still 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. If it's kind of easy for you, you can also see if you can use less of your hands. So instead of gripping tightly, maybe you see you can just slightly touch if you feel comfortable. Okay, so 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4. So this side I feel a little bit better, so I might do a little bit more on this side. 11, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and check things out. So let's repeat these exercises one more time. So the first one, you might want to move with one chair, it's just slightly further away. So this one, if you want to, you can actually do it the same way as well. So if a single band is too light for you, you can still set it up the exact same way. So step on both ends with one foot and then wrap that one all the way around. Okay, and you can kick it out that way as well. So this will be taller because you're pulling on kind of both ends of the band instead of just a single one like we did before. But this is one way to make it harder. Okay, so if you want to, you can do it this way. So let's do the second rep. So 2, 2, 3, 4. This one you can be slightly leaning forward to make it a little bit easier. 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. Okay, really fight to keep it up. 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4, 11, 2, 3, 4, 12, 2, 3, 4. And relaxing for a second. If you want to save time, you can alternate between these two exercises. So since it is the same setup, you can just do finish with one side first and then go the other side. So that would save a little bit of time. Okay, but for today, we can switch between the two sides, but still rest as long as you feel like you need to in between. Okay, so for this one, slightly lean forward of the upper body. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4, 11, 2, 3, 4, 12, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if you want to, you can just keep the band here since it's the same setup for the next exercise. So maybe just shake it off a little bit. A couple of deep breaths in and out. And when you're ready, we'll just do the same thing, just forward instead of back. Okay, so this one, do try to stand a little bit taller. You can use less of your hands if you feel comfortable. Okay, but do have something in hand just for safety. Okay, toes up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4, 11, 2, 3, 4. Okay, shift things out a little bit. Pause a second first. Okay, when you feel okay, then switch sides. Okay, so remember, it's kind of good repetitions. So if you feel that you cannot keep up your form, like you're starting to round forward, slouch forward, then it's also a good time to stop as well. Okay, just whenever we're ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4, 11, 2, 3, 4, 12, 2, 3, 4. Once again, a couple of deep breaths in and out. Okay, just keep your feet moving a little bit if you want to. Okay, but that was also another example of stability and mobility. Okay, so in order to apply a force pulling your knee up this way, especially if your other leg has to be working. So that's why even though you're moving one leg, the other leg is, you might feel like it's a little tired as well, or even more tired, because this leg has to work to stabilize the body in order for this one to move well. Okay, so whenever we move something, we need to learn to stabilize the body. So we're not just training the muscles that is moving, we're also training the muscles that are stabilizing the entire body. Okay, so let's do a little bit of stretches to end off with. Okay, so let's go back to the front of the chest first. Okay, so before we did this. Okay, so now we're gonna stretch it out by doing the opposite. Okay, so we're using the wall for this one. So this is the one where you're standing with your chest close to the wall. And then you, for today, let's have the arms bent. Okay, so kind of elbows roughly be shoulder height. Okay, and you're gonna turn away from that arm while keeping your kind of armpit close to the wall. Okay, so you should feel a stretch kind of the front of the chest. Okay, and we're holding this. Let's try to hold it for about 30 seconds. Okay, so you can just try to slow down your breathing at this point. Okay, and after 30 seconds, just switch sides. I'm just gonna look at my watch. Ten seconds. Twenty seconds. 30 seconds. Okay, so let's do the other way. So before we're doing this way, now we just do the like the usual shoulder stretch. So this is reach across. Ten more seconds. Okay, and switch sides. Okay, 10 more seconds. And stop. Okay, so let's do the back of the hips. So for this one, it would be better with a chair. So you're just going to be holding the chair on one side, okay, and push the hips out kind of diagonally backwards, kind of away from the chair. So this leg, you can either cross it or you can keep it in place. More comfortable with it kind of slightly in front instead of to the side of you. Okay, so feel a stretch around this area. Ten more seconds. Okay, and let's switch sides. So once again, chair kind of diagonally in front of you. Keep pushing the hips away from the chair. Try to find, you can find it, sort of shift the angles a little bit, see where you can find the most kind of tightness. So if you have legs crossed, it might be easier to put more force or put more weights behind it. Okay, so last one, exact same thing as we did in the warm up. So just the 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Okay, this time we're just going to use it with the hips. Okay, so this time really try and bring the front of your pants up while driving it forward. Your spine is still nice and long. But try and lift your belt buckle up while driving the hips forward. Okay, and switch sides. Okay, once again, belt buckle up, spine tall, drive your hips forward. Okay, so we're actually a little over time, so thank you for coming, everyone. I'll see everyone next time if you don't have any questions. Bye-bye. Sure, yeah, see you. No, that's okay. Yeah, no worries at all. Take care, bye-bye.